All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Grim Reaper. That's right. We've got another replay from our favorite dirty UK Protoss, the man who started out as a cannon rusher and has expanded into all sorts of shitbaggery. That's right. A man who never fights fair. He always throws dirt in his opponent's eyes, kicks him in the crotch, and then runs away to quickly be the first one to tell the teacher that he didn't do it and the other guy actually did it to him. He's basically a bastard. You do not want to run into him on the ladder if you're playing in the middle of the night in Europe or in the early evening in North America. You got a good chance of running into him. In the bottom right, in the red, it's Grim Reaper. He's going to be playing Protoss, of course, as he always does, and going for a low ground gate here into a gas. Pretty standard opening. Now, his opponent is a friend of his, and this player here, his name is Uko. Now, I haven't really asked him the backstory of his name, but that's because I already know, because I've played a lot of games against Uko, and I was actually explaining to Grim Reaper earlier today when he was hanging out in my stream. I was like, oh yeah, he's like, dude, I just sent you this game with Uko. It's lots of fun. Check it out. And I said, really? Oh, cool. Uko is the best player with the worst build orders I've ever seen in my life. And he was like, what? And I was like, no, like he's terrible. Like I've never seen a player who's so mechanically good in the mid game, but his openings never make sense. Now this time, this is one of his more logical ones. He's just opening 12 pool, killing the pylon, then going cross map, which is what you should do because you've got to get the expansion up. This is actually correct to delay that because he spends 100 minerals, gives him a bit more time to get his defense up, but 100 minerals takes away from his defense. So you could still run across with these lings and focus down the gateway. Because once you get to 8 Zerglings, they can't really fight you with just one Zealot. They need a second Zealot. Then by that time, 10 Zerglings have arrived and so on and so forth. So it's just a 10 Zergling commitment into a hatchery, into a queen. I imagine he'll go back into droning behind this. Indeed he is. And notice the way he's split these keys, Hazuko. So he's got 6 Zerglings that are on this key and 4 Zerglings on number 2. So they're attacking the gateway. If the Zealot comes out, he's going to try and trap it. He's going to try and... So Grimmy knows this, so he can't really go out there, but he does not want to lose that gateway. And he's trying to wait for the Adepts. Oh, Grimmy was actually... Wow. I was going to say he was very greedy. Like, he could have lost the gateway. But the thing is, even if the gateway went down, that means the Zerglings would still be there, and the Adepts would be able to catch them. Oh, look at this. Oh, so he dodges the Adepts. But wait. He doesn't go home. That means... Okay, so Uko is prioritizing making this game a shit show. So he's saying, look, I'm going to take that gateway down. And there's no Adept building on the other gateway. If he can kill this before that Adept gets out, this is going to be a big problem for Grimmy. Grimmy pulls his Zealot out to just fight. He actually buys a bit of time. As long as that Adept pops, he's fine. And he can do massive damage with the Adepts on the other side of the map. This game is already an absolute disaster. Where's the Queens? The Queens are in the natural. Oh my god, Uko kills the gateway and gets in. Grimmy's a little slow to react, but at the same time, Uko's main base is getting ravaged. Okay, who's got better crisis management? The probes try to get us around. They don't quite get it. Meanwhile, the Adepts aren't being microed. Grimmy's cheese man multitasking isn't quite up to par. He loses one of the Adepts on the other side. His Zealot gets surrounded. He cannot lose the Adept. Oh no, he's going to lose that Adept as well. Okay, he does recall the other Adept, but that means he gives up an opportunity to do more damage. Oh, Grimmy takes a lot of damage. I really feel he was favored there. I think the move Uko did there... If Grimmy multitasks that a little bit better, if he just pulls those Adepts back and then doesn't get his Zealot and Adepts around, but just keeps him in the mineral line for a moment, he could keep those Adepts in there, and there's no answer for Uko. Uko just went for the biggest gamble of all time, and you know what? I think it's paid off. I think it's paid off because now he starts the third hatch. He hasn't had to go into gas at all yet. He's gotten rid of the early pressure, so he can actually, I was going to say get ahead economically, but what the... Who goes for a third Nexus? First of all, there, rather than on the other base where it's easier to defend. But secondly, what? Grimmy, I guess he saw no gas. Okay, so Grimmy realized he missed a big opportunity to do damage. He knows now that Uko can drone really hard. So Grimmy's like, yeah, to drop a 3-minute third base. You're like, what? A 3-minute third base after having to do 2 gate and core before Nexus? So this is like the fastest third of all time. This is the equivalent of putting down a third base like 2 minutes 20 off a normal opening. This is absolute madness from Grimmy. So Grimmy's going to go for a Void Ray. He's doing a lot of things that look very standard, and I think this is impressive, right? Because this is clearly Uko's ability as a bit of a psycho who just does crazy nonsense every time in the opening before becoming a very good legit player in the mid game. And I give him shit for this as well. I've said it to his face. I'll keep saying it to his face. If Uko could open the first 7 minutes of the game without doing some utter nonsense, he'd actually be a really scary player. As it is, he's still pretty scary, but he'd be really, really scary. Like now he's like, oogie boo, you know, boogie, oogie boogoo? I don't know what that is. I'm getting a little bit confused. Basically, he's like someone wearing a sheet, you know, popping out. It's a jump scare. But, you know, he could become much scarier. Now, he's going double Evo Chamber against Void Rays. Maybe Mass Queen upgrades? That's actually legit. That's actually legit. I think he knows about the third base because he saw the pylon there. He's making Carapace, Ling Speed. Carapace is very good for Queens against Void Rays because they attack very fast. Oh, Grimmy goes in a bit deep with that Void Ray. Take a lot of damage. Oracle comes in. Oh, how many Queens? Oh, that actually just got 5 kills on the third. Sorry, guys. The Oracle came in at the same time. That's why the Void Ray wasn't being watched. Second Stargate's on the way, as well as a Forge and a Twilight. So Grimmy's trying to play this, like, standard as Void Ray macro style. This is such a shitbag style that all Protoss players are playing at the moment. It's a very good style that Grimmy's playing standard. I never thought I'd see the day. He's actually trying to play standard macro. This is insane. And maybe against Uko, this is what he needs to do because Uko knows him so well because they're mates. Oh, Oracle does get rid of that drone, trying to take a fourth. We've got a Void Ray up there. We've got another Void Ray here. So Uko's got those 1/1 upgrades and is massing Queens right now, which is really good at dealing with this, especially on a small map. The Queens can move back and forwards across the map very well. Economy's tied neck and neck. 5 Queens versus 2 Void Rays on the map right now. 3 more Queens on the way. Feels like a very even match, but creep spread map control advantage goes to Uko. That being said, Grimmy has really not been touched on his side of the map since those early Zerglings. Going to go straight into Forge, +1. He's going to start exploding into those gateways. Void Ray's going to find the 4th base. Oh, that's a bummer. Uko, he's not going to get there in time. There's no way. Look at the Void Ray damage, man. Look at the hit points just disappear. You got to cancel. Grimmy, oh yeah, okay. Grimmy pulled back a little bit there. Does get a cancel and a rebuild. Nicely done. Oracle on the other side could stasis trap that if he wants to deny a 5th base. Infestation pit on the way. So Uko is going to try to play the late game here. This is awesome. 59 drones. I think Uko might be prioritizing Queen production a little bit too much. So you'll notice with like Raynor, he goes up to, I think, 5 or 6 Queens. And then he hits 70 workers of about 6, at most 7 Queens. I'm not sure the exact count. Somewhere around there. But basically, he hits 70 drones. Only then does he go non-stop Queen production while droning up the 4th base. Whereas Uko paused on just 58, 60 drones for quite a while there. So he's going to have a bigger Queen count, a scarier, quicker Queen count with insanely fast upgrades. By the way, he already starts 2-2. So he's going to have a timing at about 10 minutes with a fearsome Queen army with crazy upgrades. But he's just a bit slower to drone up his 4th, and his 3rd's been a little undersaturated, as has his main for a lot of this time. So he's not as economical as what we saw from Raynor in the World Champs, but he's got a ton of Queens, like a silly count of Queens. He's already up to 11. Now, how many gateways we got here? It's going to be 8 gateways in total for Grimmy, who's bringing over a bunch of Zealots. Zealots very good versus Queens. There's a pack of Roaches there, though. As long as the Roaches are supporting, they'll be fine. Grimmy wants to kill the Queens. He's like, if I get rid of the Queens, my Void Rays win the air. They win control of everything. He tries to jump in. Uko's prepared. Drops some Band-Aids on that Queen. Absolutely no worries. And so they're still tied up here economically. A 4th base, pretty slow for Grimmy in this game. Only going down now. He's going to add some cannons, batteries, a robo, and a fleet beacon, interestingly enough. So he's going to start carriers. He's going towards Psystorm now. He's got High Templars gathering energy. Uko's still just massing Queens and Roaches, but he's adding Pathogen Glands and a Hydroden. So it looks like he wants to play Hydra Infester. And you can actually play with Microbial Shroud. It's very good versus Void Rays and Carriers. It's bad against Psystorm because it doesn't help you against that. But it is very good. For those of you watching who don't actually play much StarCraft right now, you wouldn't know much about Microbial Shroud because it's a newish Infester ability. It came out about a year ago, and everyone was like, okay, this is such a niche upgrade. It's just not going to get used that much. You've got an area effect for 100 energy. You can plop it on your units. Does a big area like this. And basically all your ground units in that area take reduced 50% damage from enemy air units. So protects only your ground army. Essentially, it'll protect you from Void Rays and Carriers. Queens, Hydras, Roaches. As long as they're sitting in that, lasts 11 seconds. It's a big orange smoke. Then it will protect them. Same with Lurkers. Psystorm. Zealots, Archons, and Models. None of that stuff affected by that ability, though. So it's just for helping you tank against carriers, which is, of course, what we're seeing in this game. 2 carriers on the way, +1 air weapons on the way as well. Uko going for a 5th base in the far north. The Zealot doing some damage. Grimmy's trying to send some Zealot run-bys around, and I think both players realizing there's no way to kill each other in this game. It's just going to be about camping it up for now. +3 carapace on the way. That's a very important upgrade. The Queen Hydra, even without Microbial Shroud, will just kick the shit out of the carriers until the carriers' air upgrades actually catch up. So it's really important for Grimmy to play a slow, long game here. He's not going to be able to kill Uko in a frontal push unless he lands the best storms of all time. Zealots cancel the hatch. They leave the drone alive. They're like, tell your fucking friends not to build a hatch here. Don't let us ever catch you building a hatch in this territory again. The Roach is chasing after them. I actually don't know if it's micro. Oh, the upgrades are so good. The Roaches will beat those Zealots pretty handily with these upgrades. All right, so carriers on the way, +2 air weapons, adaptive talons. So Uko's on this Queen Lurker army. There's a lot of Lurkers out. Oh, Roach is going to come down. Ooh, that's a lot of Zealots, though. The Roach is starting to get surrounded. Remember, the upgrades are there for the Roaches, though. As long as they kite like that, they'll do good. Void Rays say no. The Void Rays do take out a bit of the damage off those Roaches. High Templar here, starting to kill a Creep Tumor. That'll take about an hour, so the carrier does give it a hand. Wait, what's this queen? 21 queens? That's too many, right? I mean, it's unkillable. Don't get me wrong, guys. That is unkillable. He's making Neuroparasites. Doesn't actually have any Infestors. So all that talk about Infestors, don't even worry about it. It's just mass Queen Hydra with some Lurkers. Oh, feedback's coming down. The Lurkers need to kill the High Templar. Uko, what are you doing? Uko! Uko! I don't know. Uko's attacking with Roaches on the top. He's getting counterattacked by Zealots on the bottom. Has already lost a whole bunch of drones there, as well as running a bunch back up to that base. The Roaches running in are actually doing decent damage on the north. Only 1 or 2 queens actually ended up dying, even though a lot of them got feedback. The Lurkers are going to run down there, and these Zealots should go down very quickly. Carrier's going to come back. A full energy High Templar does die. Uko apparently just trying to get rid of these Roaches. I think he's just trying to clear them out, to be honest, to free up supply. Stasis traps going down everywhere. Carrier's doing all right. +2 carapace Roaches don't go down very easily, but the Void Rays, of course, do a lot more damage than the carriers. 8 Infestors going to build to fill out that supply. 20 queens just, I mean, they do decent anti-air damage. It's just not crazy high. It's long range, though. 7 range on those queens. They're very chunky. 1 Zergling denies this base very nicely. Uko puts it on hold position. The Oracle does come over to clear that one up. 10 High Templar. Masses of carriers coming out. I think if you're Grimmy or you want to start getting some movement going, start, chipping in, clearing units off, trying to get Zealot run-bys in the back. He's got so many High Templar, does Grimmy. He does have an Observer. Oh, 1 Pervert sees everything. If I were him, I'd run forward and I would try to feedback and storm those Infestors down. Take him out with carriers while spamming feedbacks down. Perfect opportunity for Grimmy. He goes in, he leads with the Oracle, strangely enough. I guess he didn't want them to escape, but that basically just warns Uko what's happening, and Uko gets a pretty decent fungal to start. The queens are taking some damage. That's the Microbial Shroud I was talking about, guys. That big orange mist on top of those queens. They're taking very little damage. +3 carapace queens up against the Interceptors. The Interceptors all get cleared. The Archons are trying to morph here because they were getting fungal down, but they all get wrecked, and Uko using Microbial Shroud mass queens smashing through Grimmy's army. He's going to lose that Observer over there as well. He's got to pull back. He needs time for his carriers to refill their Interceptors. He does have 16 Zealots, which he's thinking about engaging with on the ground army. I feel like against this, it is the least mobile army I've ever seen. Honestly, if I was Grimmy, I would definitely be getting Disruptors. But more importantly, I would just be like refusing to fight. I'd be like, I'm not fighting Lurker, Queen, Infestor. I would just run Zealots around. I'd be trying to fly my carriers at the back of the main. I would be like, that is a scary Zerg army, because just how do you kill it? The Queen's a little far ahead of the Lurkers, so his Zealot's getting a fair amount of damage. He gets some feedbacks on them as well. Does morph some Archons there. Microbial Shroud comes down a little bit late to the party. I think he needs a few fungals to chain down these Interceptors. He gets a juicy fungal on those Interceptors, but he doesn't chain it. He only landed 1. The Interceptor count's still at 35 here as the Lurkers move forward. There's still only, what is that, 7 Queens left? They just don't die, though. Oh, my God. How many Interceptors have died this game? 77 so far. Not that many. He's going to need some more anti-air. I always feel like having some Hydras in the back behind the Queens is really effective because they attack a lot faster, higher damage than the Queens. Adding more Infestors and Hydras right now is Uko. No spores on the map, no static. I feel like Uko really needs to get some spores and static up as well. Oh, DTs are going to run in. He does have an Overseer and Lurkers there, but he never put back on mining on the bottom. He loses that hatchery. Lurkers, Queens, Infestors moving forward. Grim Reaper here trying to fight this. Oh, he's going to jump on top. Microbial Shroud goes down. The Storm landing, but it doesn't do that much damage to Lurkers. And just look at how little damage these Interceptors do. Oh my god, Microbial Shroud and only +2 attack. It's just terrible, man. The Interceptors are like, okay, we're doing 7 damage a shot. Wait, you've got 4 armor, so it's 3 damage times 2. Okay. Wait, sorry. Halve that. It's 1.5 damage times 2. The Interceptors are like, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage. A Queen has 175 hit points. It takes so many of those to take her out. Quick Microbial Shroud. Look at that. Wow. The Lurkers are a little far back, I would say. But they are still doing... Wait. He never got Seismic Spines. He's just got the Lurker. I was like, those Lurkers aren't shooting very far. Finally, Lurker range kicks in at this point, very late into the game. A huge mistake for Ruku, but these Queens just unengageable. And you can see that Grim Reaper here, as a cheesy player, you know, he's a little bit stumped. He's like, you're a Zerg and I have carriers. You're meant to be dead. I'm here for your soul. And Uko's like, fuck off. He punches death in the crotch and says, no, Microbial Shroud, dickhead, get out. There's not that much damage from Uko, so I don't know how he ever actually kills units, though. Oh, you gotta throw Microbial Shroud on the Infestors! Ah, he loses a whole bunch of them to the focus fire, but wait, Neuron. Oh, Grimmy got way too horny. Those Infestors were bait. He does a revelation on the Infestors, but it's too late. He steals like half of the carriers here, and Grimmy is getting annihilated. The Neuroparasite's starting to wear off. He's gonna recall some of these units out, but so much of his army just died. Grimmy headbutting in with mass carrier. Oh my god. He's got to realize, like, disruptors are what you need against Lurkers, Queens, and Infestors. If you ask me about any of these units individually in this matchup in late game, I'd be like, disruptors. But you put all 3 together and it's like, okay, you really need disruptors, man. It is a super immobile comp that clumps up like crazy. Its weakness is for you to be a douchebag who literally drops trousers and then places your balls right on the face of your opponent's army. That's it. You need to do that. I mean, he's not doing it though. Grimmy doesn't know about disruptors apparently, or he's decided he doesn't like him. Maybe he's lost him to Neuroparasite and friendly fired too many times or something. But as a result, he's gonna have to just base trade this because he doesn't have that tech. He's got a Void Rays rallying up to their death still. He's gonna try and counterattack. But look at that, the Lurker's doing well over here. So he's already losing 2 of his very important bases. He's got some very good upgrades coming in, +2 armor, +3 ship weapons. He's going to kill a base or 2. He's got some DTs that'll be able to run in up there. So actually, he will be able to knock Uko's economy back to the Stone Age, and Uko's gas mining, especially. The fact that he never put back on these gases after it went down, and this base is now going to die as well. So Uko kind of has to make it happen with this army as well. That being said, Grimmy's income sucks. He's got, what, this base plus gas, this base plus gas. So he's got decent income in comparison, whereas this is all Uko's got left. The DTs are going to catch some Infestors rallying out as well. But how do you fight this? With this army, I don't think you do. He's morphing a lot of Archons right now, but Archons are going to do nothing against that army. Like, literally nothing. Maybe he just tries to energy war. Okay, the DTs go in, but they all die. Ow. They kill an Infestor or 2. 2 of them do pull back. These Psystorms really suck for Grimmy. He's panicking right now. He's in Panic Town, guys. I think the way he does this is he just shift clicks the Overseers and lets DTs do it. Oh, no. Okay, Microbial Shroud goes down. These fights are so bad for Grimmy. Oh my god, we really are watching a Cannon Rush / Proxy Gate player try and control that game. Grim Reaper is a very smart player, but right now, Uko seems to have solved the puzzle. This is a very hard army to engage. I just don't know if this will do it. That DT kills the Queen. Oh, but the Overseer comes back. DT goes down. He's losing his Stargates. What's he trying to build right now? Just Void Rays. What are they going to do? He's trying to build more gateways right now. Robos! Grimmy Robos! Oh my god. Void Rays flying over the top of this. Yeah, he's trying to just click on the Overseers. But Uko steals the Void Rays with Neural, flies them into his Queens and focuses them down. Grimmy's whole game plan, you can see how much of a cheeser he is. I love it. His whole game plan is to click on the Overseers with Void Rays, kill them, and then win with DTs. The problem is Infestors could just fungal the DTs to reveal them anyway. It's such a dumb plan. That's how a cheesy mind thinks. Oh, I love it. I normally am kind of like, oh, he's a shithead, but, you know, very high level. Seen him beat Showtime and Need before. Like, very rarely those guys, but okay, I think he's beat both of them once. You know, he's very scary. Today, we're just shitting on him because we are watching him kind of bash his head into a wall, and it's just kind of hilarious. Oh, my God. If he wins this, like, there's no way he wins this game. I mean, I'm worried that he sent me this replay because he's like, look at this amazing comeback. But I'm pretty sure the only way he wins is through base trade. Like, I don't think he could... Okay, he might win this game. He will never kill this arm. I will wager you that, YouTube comments. I will wager you that. He's going to build a Nexus up there. He's trying to rebuild gateways for Storm. He's going to start killing all the tech and buildings, which is something. But Uko's rebuilt a hatchery. As long as he doesn't lose all of his overlords as well and he flies those out. Most are already in the corner. That's fine. There's a lurker that finds that base. He's run some drones over here. Uko has got to just keep moving in and killing the bases, and he should win this game. Grimmy's like, I need a new cybercore. Please build a robo. You've got good gas income. What Grimmy needs to do is like hide like 15 pylons and 2 robos here and then build like a few disruptors. Oh, Uko steals a probe. He's building pylons. Why is he building pylons? Build a Nexus, dude. And then he cancels it. What's he? No, Nexus. He doesn't know the hotkey for Nexus. Uko's like, I've never done this before, dude. He steals one of Grimm's probes. He makes a Nexus. He's going to try and make Protoss units, is he? He's like, well, the only thing this army needs is some carriers of its own. Problem is, it takes you so long to upgrade. So if you steal a unit in the late game, it takes you like another 8 minutes before you can really build anything effective out of that. At least, sometimes 10 minutes. It's like a real slow transition, and it doesn't give you extra supply the way it did in Brood War. So Grimmy here is like, yeah, I can do it. I've got 2 carriers, 3 Void Raids, 10 High Templar, 2 Archons, 3 Zealots. 27 probes. I mean, he's still mining, and Uko's just letting him. So I'm kind of wondering what's going through Uko's head right now. As Uko... Does he just not know about this base? I think he was under the impression that he'd killed everything. Okay, it's dawned on him. He's like, maybe he has a base down there. And indeed he does. Well, 1 lurker dies. And so does every single cannon instantly. Oh, a recall. Okay, that's a kind of brave maneuver. I guess because the rest of the army wasn't there? There's creep everywhere, though. There is creep covering most of this map. He's going to try and take another Nexus over here. Why? What? There's no resources on this base. There's 150 minerals and 230 gas, Grim. There's nothing there, mate. Grim, don't throw units away. Oh my god, Grim, don't lose your fucking High Templar. He's so lucky that one of those Zealots ran to the top and the Lurkers started attacking to the north. Oh my god, any moving there. He lost 3 Zealots still, unnecessarily. Everything should be sacred in this scenario. Grimmy is going to go mass gateway. He's going to rebuild his forge, rebuild his cybercore. I don't think he knows about the disruptors, guys. I don't think he knows. I've seen him use disruptors before. I'm quite sure. I cast a game the other day. He had a great couple of disruptor shots. Uko's got 4 queens hidden in the main that he's forgotten about, by the way, as well as these drones. He should really bring those over. So... Uko's game plan, guys, is I'm going to build Protoss units. He's like, yeah, I think if I make Protoss units, then I can't lose. So I think his mate Grimmy, this is your friends wants to toy with you. He's so busy giving you a wedgie that he gives you an opportunity to punch him in the face and win the fight, you know? I think this might be that. Uko does not want to lose that Nexus, but he's already got a probe out, so I guess he doesn't really care. He's got a probe out. It's not the end of the world if he loses the Nexus. The Nexus is just a supply structure at this point. He could have used it to recall his units, which would have been nice. Oh, he's chain fungling the High Templar. He just needs 2 more. 1 more. 1 more. He kills all the High Templar. Every single High Templar goes down. He lands some nice storms. Where's the Microbial Shroud? A little late on the Microbial, but that doesn't matter. He annihilates that army. The Lurkers come down. Okay, I think that'll be it then. With the High Templar gone, I mean, Grimmy's got a bit of minerals and gas. What could he possibly do from here? I don't think he's really got anything. Uko starts the Cybercore. I think he's trying to learn the Protoss tech tree. He's taking so long to build these Protoss buildings. He doesn't really have the gas for it either. He's not mining gas. Let's go to Uko's camera for a second. I really want to understand what goes on in Uko's brain. I think it might be that like classic Homer Simpson one where there's like the monkey with the cymbals, you know, just kind of like banging them. And you're like, what's he doing? Does he not want to win? He's now taking some gases. He's now looking at his infestors. He's now staring at his lurker. He's now looking at his cybercore. He's now building a robo. Wait, sorry, that's a Stargate. Grimmy's building the robo. This whole army is still hard countered by disruptors, guys. There is a chance, right? He's now looking at the base. He's like, yeah, it would be good if I could kill that last base. Should we do it? I just killed his whole army. Yeah, I think we should do it. He's spreading some creep. So he's still not really like macroing. Like he's put guys on gas, but he's not taking any more hatcheries for gases or like rebuilding with these drones or anything. He's forgotten about them. Let's go back to everyone's camera here. As this game enters the twilight zone of Grimmy's like, I think I could win, man. We got 3 Void Rays, 2 carriers. You can't win, Grimmy. Just leave, mate. He's spent all of his minerals on gateways and cannons and another nexus. So now Grimmy just needs to slowly recover his economy. He needs to put probes mining down here is what he needs to do. He needs to threaten base trading with the carriers and the Void Rays. So if he can threaten base trading with these for the next like 14 minutes, and Grimmy, who's just like macroing into Stargates, but with no upgrades. So this is literally the worst thing you've ever seen, guys. You need to build 2 cybercores and start upgrades immediately if you want to do this. If you don't do that, it is literally like they're almost worthless. Like maybe Tempest's okay. Any other unit's kind of shit. Tempest's okay because it's so long range and high single shot damage. Upgrades aren't as important for the Tempest. It's not meant to be getting hit. It's meant to be hitting from afar. There's an argument for that. Lurker comes in, kills some probes, kills a cannon. Nothing major. Does force a recall. He is going Tempest. Okay, why not? I mean, you've got, 1,000 queens that could easily overwhelm, but Tempest, why not? So Grimmy's plan right now, as you can see, is to fucking run around like a headless chicken. And, yeah, have a bit of a time. 36 kill Void Ray, 20 kill Void Ray, 17 kills, 18 kills, 20 kills. Okay, bunch of vets. Who do we think actually has kills in this army? Do the queens have kill? 1, 12, 9, 6, 6, 1. 16 kill queen. She's an assassin, bro. What the hell? Another 15 queen. 21 kills on a queen. No way. I mean, they're mostly interceptors, but still. That's kind of impressive, man. What about the lurkers? 12 kills, 16 kills, 23 kills, 16 kills, 14 kills, 11, 6. Okay, the lurker Tempest Siege. Grimmy's like, yeah, it's a normal game, bro. Let's go. And he's getting GG. Okay, thank God, finally. Dude, my brain was racing. I was like, how is he going to make this comeback happen? What the fuck? And I cannot wait to see how many YouTube comments there are by the time people get to the end of this video. I bet most people have already gone to the comments and written in all caps like, disruptors! Make sure you guys go to Grimmy's stream and give him shit about this as well. Tell him to just ask him how you counter Lurker Queen Infestor. And whatever he says, tell him he's wrong and he answers disruptors. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you, Grimmy, for sharing the replay. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye and good night.